So we obviously at Learning Tech today, and we just came off our speech to the audience. How did you find it?
I found it was very interesting. It's always good to have a kind of summarize of what we have done since 2 or 3 years. And to come back on it and say, okay, how can I explain it? Because, of course, for me, it's very clear. But how to explain it to external people and how to valorize also what we have done and all the connection and to see that people were interested was very valorizing.
And you were so busy after the speech as well.
Yes, people were curious and asked questions and see how can what we have done at Essendi can fit with their purpose. And sometimes it's not exactly the same thing, but we can discuss together and find other ideas and how we can find a kind of turnaround and adapt. Because, of course, what is important is to adapt to the context, and each company has a different context. So there's no magic tool, otherwise it would be known and would be rich or richer. But we need to adapt and maybe share best practices because we are not reinventing the wheel. We are just reinventing the wheel. We are just taking good ideas and put it together and see if it's working or not for our company.
And that people really liked the idea about capability when you were talking about a system and co-ownership. I saw a lot of heads nodding and stuff.
Yes, but it seems obvious. But in a lot of companies, learning is still a specific HR department. And in that case, it means that you count on people to make sure that they are doing the connection. At Essendi, we consider that, okay, we can, of course, count on people, but it's better if it's under the same department. And having strategic workforce planning, talent management, learning, change, culture, engagement in the same department, it was a very powerful message first to say everything is linked. It's not just layers that we are putting aside, and it helps us to put learning in the middle of all our HR processes and not as an aside HR activity.
That's great. And what was nice as well is to think about a partnership that we built together. Because when I listened to your talk, I was like, wow, that's amazing, the stuff that we do. Because sometimes you forget how much and how closely we work together. So
and it's really a question, and the relationship is really important. It started with a meeting where I met Marie Armando, and we connect since the beginning. And there was some reorganization at that time at Accor Invest at that time, and we had to stop the negotiation, and we were just about signature, and we had to say, no worries, Sandrine. It will happen. Anyway, it will happen. If it's not in this company, it will be in another company, but I'm sure that one day we will work together. And I thought that I was so sorry to call her to say, okay, sorry, you will have to postpone and things like that. And of course, when I convinced my boss that we need a platform and I have the right one and things like that, I called Marie and said, you see, I told you, we will work together. And for me, it's really important because when I'm doing the business review with CrossKnowledge, I don't speak only about training. I explain the full roadmap. I explain my budget constraints or my workload constraints sometimes also to say, okay, we would like to do this, but we have change fatigue. We have emails fatigue. So it's not a good idea to launch a new campaign of emails, for example, because people feel harassed. And we can discuss everything and we build the strategy together. Sometimes she's arriving saying, okay, we don't have a solution for you. Or, okay, we have this, but it's not really adapted. And we can build together the things. And sometimes she's arriving saying, okay, we have this, and you're talking about culture. We can do this, and you can meet those clients. They have done that, and we can discuss. And for example, the values for impact challenge. Marie showed me 3 or 4 business cases from the client saying, okay, I'm not interested in that, but I'm interested in the look and feel, and I will take this part. And we built according business case, and I've been able to discuss about those clients about what was working, what was less working, why, and what did they learn. So it's
a great story. And one that stood out to me was, I think it was on the Impact Lab, but you said that CK actually knew the branding before you guys knew. That was, that stuck to me. Yeah.
Yes, when we worked on the new identity, so it was a big secret. And usually a secret in my company is when less than 100% are aware.
Yeah.
It's a joke that we have. But there it was really 4% that was aware. So I was not the 4. But I had to prepare all the values for Impact Challenge to be ready for the 5th of May while we were launching the new identity on the 28th of April. So just 1 week. Of course, it was out of the question to launch the values for challenge without the new visual identity. Some CrossKnowledge teams were aware about the name and the colors before.
Oh, wow. But you, over the last few months, we obviously worked closely with the Impact Lab, and you've stood really out as a thought leader in the industry. And I think today's session, again, just showed you how people are really thankful for what you share and how open you share about not just, like you say, the positives, but also what is the real struggles, what is the next steps. And I think that openness is something that we aspire to at CrossKnowledge as well. So, it's great to have you as part of the Impact Lab. And also, working closely with you and, working on capability itself. So what's next for you? How can we support you better in the future?
No, it's really, so first you are also supporting, and it's very important for me because I have one person in my team, which was not at all a learning manager. She just came out from school. And I recruited her as a project manager, and learning was one of the projects.
Oh, okay.
And step by step, she discovered the discipline, and she has been in contact. So at the beginning, it was just to manage the back office, and now she starts building herself some content. And we are launching a new professional path, which is HR Elevate for the HR job family. And today, so she's in charge of building the program. So she's working with Maxime and the team to see, okay, what is relevant, what is not relevant to our sector, and what we need to build by ourselves, and how we will make this very seamless for the employees. Employees being HR, so that they are more expecting than the other employees. And make sure that we really embark them, because if we embark them in this job path, it means that we will make them ambassadors. So it's really important, but Sakshi is really learning a lot and learning with the CrossKnowledge teams. Because each time that she's in contact with someone of CrossKnowledge back office, they show her how to do, and they always take time to explain, okay, in the database, you can do this and this and this. And even now, yesterday, she was on the HTML thing. That said, what are you doing? She said, yeah, they show me, and now it's okay. I know what I'm doing. So, okay. And for me, it's really important, first, because empower is part of our values. So it makes me very comfortable in leaving Sakshi managing LND. And for her, it's her first job, and being a manager, having the support of CrossKnowledge is really critical. After we know that each time that we have a need, we discuss with Maxime, with Alexandra, and we see how we can build the things. We knew that we will test the avatar, so we will use this HR community to test the avatar.
Oh, great.
So by themselves first about feedback, like that, and coaching, and say, okay, and now do you want us to extend it to the manager? Do you think our population is ready, will be curious enough, and things like that? And we give them the power to decide if we do it or not, because for the time being, even if we say that leaders and managers should be empowered, we have some managers who are empowered, and we take learning as really a lever. We still have a lot of managers say, okay, that's good for my team, but for me, I don't have time. Okay, if you don't have time to develop yourself, I'm sure that you will have plenty of time in the coming years.
Absolutely.
So that's how you can.
That's good. And one thing that I picked up from your speech as well was how clever you also link things back to business, because I think that's the language that L&D still massively misses today. It's not about activity. It is actually showing your impact in a business.
Yes, and it's how we will, when I was saying that we have a very moving context, in this context, we have financial discipline. And in 3 years, I have tripled my budget and triple. Same thing, we're coming from low, but triple the budget at a moment where we are in the financial discipline and huge one, it says something. But if what my team proposed were not relevant, we shouldn't have that.
No.
And it's on top of the local learning budget. So it means that it's the corporate offer. And for us, it's our signature. Because after according the availability, the budget of the local team, sometimes there is a lot of things and sometimes there's not a lot of things. But at least to say we have the minimum ground provided by the corporate and it gives a ton. And it's important for us. And that's why we really want to have easy access, free access for everyone. As soon as we pay it, we open it. But we don't want to create the Google of the training. That's not the objective. And so that's why we want really to choose the content that we have. So if ever they want to have some figures, they can go on LinkedIn, they can go on Google, on YouTube, they can find a lot of content. So now we are not anymore content provider. Because anyway, it's not like that that we learn today. You go on ChatGPT, you type what you want, and you have the content. So it's really the experience and the link that we will do between the business, my current job, and more important, it's the job that will appear. What will be my job in 1 year, 2 years? What are the capabilities that I will need? Because of course I can stay in my comfort zone and work on my current capabilities, but maybe those capabilities won't be. Those would be important in 2 years.
Absolutely.
Or in 2 months.
And it's changing so quick. I mean, who can keep up at the rate of change? And I think that's one thing that is clear from being at Learning Tech as well, as just the speed of change, because it's at the top of everybody's voice today. So.
What is difficult also is, speed of change, the expertization of each job, and what is the common ground. So we are doing some B2B. So we don't have sales and marketing, anything like that. So we have asset management, we have finance. Within finance, the job become more and more and more and more experts. So it's really how I can propose content that fit for everyone, for every job, finding the proper volume. So of course, there is a ROI behind in multiple language. Otherwise, it's not fun. And make sure that it will be interesting for people. So that's why for the time being, we didn't go too much on the art skills or technical skills, because we are going so deep in the expertise, but the expertise will move like that all the time. And it's really difficult to know on which kind of technical expertise I need to invest. 2 years ago, everyone was providing prompt training. No one is prompting today. You are just talking to ChatGPT or Copilot. So you don't need to prompt. You need to understand how the machine will work. But so it means that during these 2 years, so people learning how to prompt use this. So it's not money wasting, but today I still have people who ask me, okay, I want training about prompting. And I said, no, I won't pay for that. You go on ChatGPT, you ask him how to prompt, he will explain you. So.
Right. Well, thanks for coming today.
You're welcome.
Thanks for being so open to speaking to us and it's sitting down for the interview. So again, looking forward to working more with you in the future. And obviously we have the 4th of June, our next Impact Lab session. We also have the CK community now. So I'm sure we'll see some great stuff coming from that. But again, thanks.
Connect on the lab because it's very important and you have a lot of good insights.
Excellent. Thank you very much.